Now, when we enter our schedule for tonight, can somebody give me the definition of success? Or what would someone consider to be a successful career in officiating? I didn't mention at the very beginning interactive, correct? There's no one in this room. Yeah, no, Robert, no. I want someone else to speak. I want someone else to speak. Does anyone in this room not understand what success is? Right.
I'd say that reaching your own goals.
Setting goals for yourself and reaching them. Okay. Any other definitions? Yes, sir.
I would say is to maximize your personal potential and to totally utilize all of it. For individuals, that would be different levels.
Yes.
But if you individually maximize your potential, then you have had a successful career.
I like exactly. Maximizing your potential. And by maximizing your potential, it will help you achieve your goals and yourself. Right? Now, there are some key elements that I strongly believe can help you achieve that, can help you do that on a consistent basis. Now, we're going to go through some elements really quick. If anyone has any questions throughout the presentation, please ask. All right? It's like I said, it's an open dialogue. All right, ingredients for a successful career. There are 7 elements that we'll cover tonight. And the first element that we'll cover will be this is incredibly important. As an official, we must, it's vital that we have good communication skills. It is vital. And we have to understand that communicating is both verbal and nonverbal. We can communicate with our body language, facial expressions, our posture, and our stances. We can communicate, we have a variety of means of communicating with individuals, coaches, table, fans, players. We have to be able to master the ability to communicate. Of course, then another item that the next element will be appearance. Now, our appearance we have direct control over. And it's another element that actually lends credence to our credibility. So we have direct control of appearance, and we should do everything we can to project the best appearance possible. Then we have personal relations, which is being able to relate within your crew itself and the commissioners, assigners that you work with. Punctuality. Speaking of punctuality, it's when you arrive at a location and you walk in on time, it lends credence to your credibility as an official. You walk into a game and the game starts at 6:15, you arrive at 6:05. You could probably expect that they won't have a high opinion of your ability simply because we walk into the gym late. That's a reality. The next item will be the thirst for knowledge. And this is something that is on an individual level. It goes back to Brother Franklin to share with us. You have to have this on your own. There's no one that can drive this for you. You have to want to do this. The next element would be a team player, which comes back to crew dynamics. And then the last one will be overcoming adversity. All right, let's roll right into good communication skills. It is important when we communicate to be able to, it's not really about having proper diction per se. It's being able to communicate effectively. And in order to communicate effectively, we must, it goes back to our understanding of our rule book and our depth of knowledge, so that when we do communicate, we're communicating truthfully. That's the key. We must be able to speak clearly and communicate truthfully so that what we say will be proven true and is defendable. Because I guarantee you, when we, yes, next one. when whatever we say, the coaching staff will go back and verify what it is that you tell them. If they ask you a question about a play or a situation on the floor, and you say, Coach, this is what I saw, they're going to say, okay. Right after that game, they're going to play the game film back. And they're going to see if what you told them is what happened on the floor. This is called delayed gratification. Whereas if you're being truthful and honest, you tell them exactly what happened, they play it back and they see what happened, you gain credibility. You're not even there. But you'll be amazed that the next time you have that team, you have that coach, he's approaching with a whole totally different level of respect. You understand where it came from. Because you told the truth, he went back and verified it, it's been proven true. He trusts you. Now, make something up, use your own personal philosophy, say something that is not true or is not defendable, the exact opposite will happen. They go back and check it. You tell them one thing, coach sees that, no, that's not what happened, this is what happened, you're right to looking right at it. You lose credibility. And it's much, much, much harder to regain credibility than it is to lose it. I mean, that's true in every factor of life. It is much, much harder to regain it than to lose it. The next element in communicating is writing. And I hope these are rare occurrences. On the rare occurrence that we have in a situation in a game, and we have to communicate that to the OSSAA, we do have to write a report. Let's just be succinct, let's be direct, let's tell exactly what happened, and let's leave out anything that isn't pertinent to that situation. Okay? Just utilize the information that's necessary to explain the situation as it occurred and how we handle it. Then you move on. Once again, utilizing information that we've already gained, that we've already used from our rule book, from our foundation, and writing a report. The next element, and people are going to really, how many people in here understand how important listening is? I'm going to slide. Oh, about true story. I was in Target buying popcorn. My phone bag is back there. Who's that right? Exactly. Listening is incredibly important. You want to know how does that apply to fishing? A couple of different things. We have to have the ability to listen and understand what a coach is trying to share with us and try to the best of our ability, ignore how they're sharing information. Listen for the credibility in what they're asking. If what they're asking is legitimate, they may be coming at us in a manner that might not be normal conversation, but it's an emotional game. We have to understand that. If they have a legitimate question, let's answer the question. Let's give them an honest answer. We have to have the ability to discern what's a legitimate question. Our partner, if your partner comes to you with information, listen. Don't stand there and wait to talk. Does anyone not understand the difference? Better question. Does anyone understand the difference between listening and waiting to talk? Give it to them.
When you're waiting to talk, you're just waiting for you to finish. You already know what you're going to say, no matter what you finish. You've already got it. Loaded in the gun. As soon as he finishes, this is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
You wait to hear what he says, understand what he's saying. What you say will be changing different things.
Exactly. Correct. We have to have the ability to listen, which is vital to communicate, because we're taking in information and it's going to impact our decision that we're going to make or what we're going to communicate back. If we're waiting to talk and we're not listening, our partner's going to share something with us that is vital. I don't understand it, I don't hear it, I'm going to talk back at my partner, and we're not communicating. And we raise the risk of getting a play or situation wrong because we're miscommunicating. Does everybody understand that? Does everybody understand that? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Next slide, TC. The next element will be that we have direct control over our parents. Whenever we arrive at a game, we should try to the best of our ability to arrive neat and clean. You don't have to be be in business attire. You don't have to be in, you have to dress business casual, but do your best to be as neat and clean as possible. Okay? And that rolls right into our attire that we wear out on the floor. It should represent the skill set that we have. If your game is tight, your attire should be tight. Trust me, if it's not, I don't care how good your game is. If you step on the floor and your uniform's not pressed, you don't know, heaven forbid, don't have your shirt tucked in, it's going to impact your credibility. Okay? These things will affect how people look at you and your ability as an official directly. And you haven't blown your whistle yet. You just walk out the lobby. Going into properly dressed. We know what the proper uniform to wear is, correct? Okay. No pockets, right? No collar, no belt loops, no belts, suspenders, no pink whistles. And everybody, please use the landing. I'm gonna say that one time. If I see someone else rolling out landing, I'm gonna throw up. And also, it is important that we work and our shoes be shine. Okay? It's a form of professionalism. It gives you that polished look that, once again, impacts your credibility. All right, let's move into personal relation skills. We are all independent contractors. And unlike football, where you work with the same crew consistently, basketball, you can work with a totally different crew literally every game. So we all must have the ability, going back to communicating, have the ability to relate with our, let's say, coworkers, with our fellow officials. It's important that you be able to relate to others and be able to support those who you're working with. Maintaining a crew dynamic is that we are as one when we're on the floor. I'm not saying that we are 100% correct every time. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that we're going to do our best to support one another with everything that we have, all the knowledge, all the combined knowledge that we have as a crew. 2-person, 3-person. We're going to bring everything we have together for that game to get every play and every situation correct to the best of our ability. Once again, that's not to say that we're 100% every time. But we're going to support each other and help each other, so hopefully we can have a very high accuracy in what we do call. The third element of personal relation skills is, can you be trusted by those around you? Does anyone understand by what I mean by can you be trusted?
Yes.
Somebody decide ready. Man, what's that?
What's going on there?
What does that mean? Can you be trusted?
Does everyone feel comfortable that what you say, what you call it, what you do, you take the job?
Wow. Did everybody hear that?
If everybody feel comfortable in what you say, what you call it, what you do as gospel.
Can they trust you? Can they trust your judgment? Can they trust the information that you're bringing to them? How do you achieve that? How do you achieve that trust with your partners?
Consistency.
Being on time,
Consistency.
consistency, boy, knowledge of the rules. High accuracy when you play calls. You bring all those elements consistently to the table. When you speak, your partner's going to listen. More than that, I guarantee you, they're going to start coming to you when they have a question. You don't have to be the veteran on the crew. I say that for our younger and lesser experienced officials. I'm going to repeat that. You do not have to be the veteran on the crew. But you can have a broader knowledge base. You can have a higher skill set. So that as you're working, you haven't said one word, but your game is speaking volume. So that as the game is progressing, your partners are watching you work. And they're starting to believe in you without you even saying one word about yourself. So that if something happens, they're coming to you. Like, wow. Dale, what do you think about this? What do you have in this play? You share it with them, that's what they go with. That's when you know that they trust you. Let's go ahead and step into punctuality. We talked about the importance of punctuality. Because punctuality does what? So reliability. If you're on time, your partners know that you're always on time, they trust you. More importantly, your commissioner and your assignment trust you. And I'm telling you, Brother Stover will talk about this to you till tomorrow morning on how important it is that they know that you will be there. Time to worry about it. They know that you will be there. They know you'll be there on time. They can trust you. It's vitally important. Next point, it shows dependability. They can depend on you. The third point, and more importantly, going back to those interpersonal relation skills, is that it shows respect to those who are relying on you. If you're there, on time, ready to work, ready to contribute, it shows that you respect their time. You're indicating to the schools that you respect them, teams, you respect them, your commissioner assignment, that you respect their responsibility. That's how all of these different elements, I'm going to tie all this together at the end. That's how all these different elements can help propel you forward in your career. All right. Okay, let's move forward to thirst for knowledge. Now, like I said, this element is on an individual basis. There is nothing that anyone else can do that can help drive you in this quest. You have to want to do this on your own. You have to want to understand. Not just read a rule and think you know. You have to want to actually understand the reason behind the rule, know the whys. If you know the whys, then you understand the rule itself. You understand the rule, you can apply that knowledge. You can apply that rule consistently and accurately. That's the key. You have to have a desire to keep learning. You have to have a desire to keep improving. How do we keep improving? Brother Clay just hit on it. Work? Someone said something before that. Go to camp, training, get in the book, study. What else? Watch plays. Keep asking questions. Watch plays. Watch plays. Have yourself video so you can watch plays. Get in a mirror. How many people have heard me say that? Get in a mirror to this. Chris, brother, I work out the walk in downtown. I finished my workout. They have this room where they have Zoom. Has anyone done Zoom before? Has anyone tried Zoom? Wow. I did it once. Okay, anyway, that's all. So they had this room, they do Zoom, they have a spin class, but they have these great mirrors, right? So I'm in there working out. I finished my workout, so that's the room I'm going to. Chris Dooley walks by. Chris, what am I doing in the mirror? Get consistent. Consistent. And that's to this day, people. It is that important. You have to understand what you look like. You can't think you know what you look like, just trust me. What you think you look like and what you actually look like are totally different. Till you see yourself in the mirror, till you see yourself on film. You have to see yourself moving. That's why you have to see yourself on film. You have to understand what your signals actually are. You know, if they're accurate, if they illustrate what's in the book. The only way to do that is to get in the mirror consistently every day. I can't stress that anymore. Oh. Never think of yourself as having arrived. I'm going to ask this question, and I doubt if I'm going to get a certain response. Is there anyone in this room who feels like they have arrived? No one, right? Because this game is constantly evolving. The kids continue to work hard and practice and get better. They continue to do stuff that 5 years ago we didn't see. Correct?
Yeah.
It's gonna change high school game.
Boy, has anyone not seen the Euro step?
It's gonna change the game.
Boy, I didn't hurt myself. Boy, if you haven't seen it, better, I implore you to get on, pull up video, find it, learn what it is, because they're going to do it, and you're not going to stand it, you're going to call out, boop, oh, it's going to look pretty good too, boop, travel, blue, spot, that coach will jump off the bench.
It's been around forever though. It's just now renamed.
Yes, sir.
What is it called?
Euro step.
Euro step.
You know why? The Europeans do it all the time. Watch San Antonio.
And you know,
You know,
Tell what the old version.
Well, the old version is the same as the real now. It's really illegal.
you should call it pro hockey.
Show it. Well, if you ever see me play before I finally stop, I don't play but every blue moon now, so if you catch me playing, you're going to hear a referee say something like this. I don't know what he did, but it was illegal, but the problem is the bucket's already in the bucket. Score the bucket, ball's already in the bucket. It's a Super Bowl. You're going to hear it all the time. If you ever played with it or ever seen me play, you've heard players of other teams complain. Over and over and over again. I can't explain it to you, but it's illegal. If you're a step, you must really pay attention to it to make sure they don't think it's a step or a bungee hop or palm the ball.
The Euro step, you're going to see it.
You're gonna see it.
You're going to see it. You get up, find a clip, understand what it is. Understand it. That leads me to the point that we are constantly striving our knowledge so we can understand what it is. And then we can apply the rules back.
Wayne, I have something about this yourself as having a ride that I want to share with the group.
Go ahead.
I 2 weeks ago, lucky enough, fortunate enough to celebrate my mother's 90th birthday party. 90 years old. My mom is 90 years old, still doing great. Walk around, still doing great. And I'm gonna share with you guys because I've known her for 50 years. And she touched me in her speech. It was short and very sweet. And one of her great grandkids, about 8 years old, asked her, "Grandmama, are you done yet?" And she looked out and she said, "Billy," her name was Billy, she said, "Billy, I'm still here." He said, "But I said, are you done that?" She said, "No, I'm still here." I just want to share that with you guys. That point about have you arrived yet? If you're still working, you haven't arrived. It's that simple. If you still get up going rep every other day or whatever, you haven't arrived. So that point I'm trying to tell you is when she told me, "I'm still here," she wasn't done yet. So if you're still getting up, lacing them up, you haven't arrived. So stay hooked up.
No one's arrived. No one. We all must strive to continue to improve our abilities and our knowledge base at all times. This never ends. I mean, yes, sir.
Hey, can y'all make note on the Euro step that you keep good with it when we go over travel?
Matter of fact, I'll do that. I'll have it for you. Yes. As a matter of fact, I will have to put it. I like it. I like it. Because we have to strive and continue to keep improving, keep working. All right, big and team play. Once again, maintain that crew dynamic, that crew focus. We have to understand, we have to strive, work well, and function well with the crew that we're working with. Because we are as one. And there are moments and times when we have to pool our resources in order to work at a very high level and get our plays and situations correct. We must continue to strive must understand the objective of officiating. Somebody give me the objective of officiating. Why are we on the floor? Why do they even need us? Why do they think about they're calling on foul? Force the rules. Manage the game.
Get it right.
Get it right. Any other observations, thoughts?
Should the leader team have an advantage over the other team? Unfair advantage over the team.
Correct. We validate the game. That's why we're there. We're there to validate that contest. We set a level playing field for both teams. We allow them to compete on that playing field on the same level within their abilities. That's why we're there. It's to validate that game. That's why they have us. Understand your individual and interdependent role. That comes back to that communications within the crew itself. We know what our roles, our responsibilities are when we're on the floor. We talk about position to position. We also have to understand that how do we interact with one another when a situation dictates. We have to be able to communicate with one another and help each other and understand that I have my primary responsibilities, I have my secondary responsibilities, and then we have a third responsibility, which is obvious, where we have to reach out beyond our secondary. Sometimes I call it third. I made that up. But sometimes if it's obvious, if it's not basketball, you got to go get it. That's our responsibility. That's our job. And as a crew, that's how we save the crew. It's been able to work well as one. Now I want to roll into. Oh, you know what? I forgot something. I'm gonna come back to it. I want to roll into overcoming adversity. Everyone will have trials and tribulations in the course of officiating. Everyone. The key is, how do you respond when it happens? How do you respond? What is your reaction? What decisions do you make when something happens that either you had no control over or you didn't like? That was a question. What is the, let me rephrase the question. How should one respond when they're faced with adversity? Thank you. Thank you very much. You walk into every game, you walk into every situation. It's easy to be professional when everything is going your way. When you're on top of the game, you feel good, you're being promoted, you're advancing, everything you go after, you're achieving. It's very easy to be professional and positive. How do we respond when something happens that is not positive to us?
Brought you back up to where you were a few minutes ago and listen first. Be professional and listen. You might can get through it just by listening.
There you go. It's equally important to understand that regardless of the situation, we must have the same approach. We must approach it with professionalism at all times. If something happens that we do not like, the decision is made, if the game is taken away from us, if we're working with the crew, for some reason, me and this crew member, we're not on the same page, we can't get on the same page, and he's big time, okay? I don't talk to what's on play, all in my primary. This is all me right here. All in it, all over. How do you respond?
You go get this thing.
Yeah. Do you maintain that appearance of professionalism, or do you let it bother you? And do you communicate that with your nonverbal communication?
Oh. Well, you should maintain and get through that game.
And
Deal with
then,
that in the locker room, and you can't work it out there.
exactly.
Maintain.
During the game itself, you maintain your air of professionalism at all times. It doesn't bother you. Okay? You deal with it. At halftime, after the ball game, you have discussion. You can work it out, great. If you can't, it is what it is. You move forward. Don't take it with you. Okay? But on the floor, during the game, we are professional at all times.
If you work long enough, it's gonna happen.
It's happened to all of us. And the last point I'm gonna make is perseverance. We all progress at a different pace. All of our careers move at a different pace. We get different opportunities. We cannot get caught up looking left or right and wondering what someone else is doing around you. Focus on your own path. Focus on the things that you have direct control of. Focus on your elements, your strengths and your weaknesses. Improve the things that you need to improve on. Persevere and keep pressing forward, keep working hard. Because if you do that and keep making improvements, the success will come. The bottom line is if you elevate your game to the point where you are working at a very high level, you're handling your business both off the floor and on the floor consistently, not hit and miss, consistently. You have very high accuracy in your play call. If you are a great partner, you communicate well, everybody loves working with you, your assignments and commissioners can trust you, they believe in you. You walk in the gym, the coaches can trust you. You walk in the gym and the coaches say, my game will be taken care of tonight. I don't care if they're on the road or at home. If you can achieve all of those elements, you will succeed and you will move forward. I need to cover something real quick about communication, real quick. And I say this with love to some of our members, okay? It's been weighing heavy on me. We have to have the ability to communicate, but I'm gonna be honest with you, sometimes we talk too much.
Yep.
Okay? We talk too much. When a commissioner or a signer walks in the building, it's okay to greet them, talk, move on. Don't continue to keep coming back, and coming back, and coming back, and coming back. Because then you start to set a negative tone around your name. Okay? Let your game speak for you. Introduce yourself, how you doing, make sure they know who you are, then get on the floor and let your game speak for you. That's what they're interested in. Can you work? The bottom line is, can you work? That speaks volumes. When we're on the floor and we're working and there are coaches that we happen to know, okay, we post up in front of them, we've got running dialogue all the time, chit-chat constantly. We have to understand how that impacts what the opposing coach thinks about us. Because we're talking too much. Some boy, I'm going to tell you this right now. The officiating community is the fastest grapevine in the world. Boy, there is nobody that jobs up faster than an official. You let something bad happen, everybody knows. Something good happens, it may or may not get out there.
White wrong color shoe. Somebody be on the hat your American motorsport.
Understand, people, that everything that we do impacts. Everything has an impact. Everything. Understand that. Let's try to harness that. Let's try to focus on the positive. And let's not dwell so much on the negative. If we can help someone, step up there and help them. If you have information, give them that information. Give it to them so they'll have it. Okay? I had to throw that out there because it was weighing on me. And as usual, I know myself so well because I always know that I have a tendency to ramble. That's why I try to put myself in a time limit and I never stick to it. We need to roll into reviewing it.